I want to discuss the term Vāyu, which is commonly interpreted as air. So what is Vāyu?
So, as with many other Sanskrit terms, Vāyu also has many deeper meanings. And one of the very common meaning of Vāyu is that it is a Devata. So, in the Vedas, there is also Vāyu Dev or Vāyu Devata, and he is one of the very prominent Devatas. And in our Puranic stories, we have stories of Hanuman and Bhima, and in modern times Madhvacharya. So they are actually considered as manifestations of Vāyu Devata. And among all the Devas, Vāyu is considered as physically very powerful.
Hence Hanuman is a tough guy.
So that's why you see Hanuman was very strong. Bhima, among all the Pandavas and also among the Kauravas, he was very strong. He was supposed to have physical strength of 10,000 elephants. And same is also said about Śrīmad-Bhāgavata, that he was also very physically very powerful. You know, the deity of Krishna from Udupi, he actually carried it himself from the ocean where he found the deity, and he carried himself and recited prayers. So you have to be very physically very powerful to do that. So that is one meaning, which if you translate the word Vāyu as air, then you have lost that. The air doesn't have any deity. Air is a gross manifestation of that, you know. So we have many prayers for Vāyu and stotras and stutis, Vāyu stuti. So that is one very fundamental difference. And then we also have Vāyu as one of the 5 Mahabhutas. So that, and then there is a Vāyu Tanmatra. And from Sankhya point of view, as described in Bhagavatam, also in the Upanishads, that it is at 2 levels, that there is Panchikrit Vāyu and Apanchikrit Vāyu. So originally when these tattvas are produced, they are not mixed, they are in their pure form. And in the Puranas it is described that this cosmos actually has 7 layers around it. There is a layer of earth, you know, the Prithvi Tattva, Jal Tattva, all these Panch Mahabhutas, and then there is Manas, and then there is Ahankar. So those tattvas which are surrounding them, they are actually the unmixed or apanchikrita form. And what we perceive here, this is the panchikrita form. So this also, that meaning, if you just say air, then that meaning
the cosmology is not there.
Yeah.
It's just air molecules.
Yeah, so that is lost. Then besides that, the Vāyu, as we understand, is, you know, consists of this oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen.
So it also has that gross level meaning, one of the many.
And then for us, Vāyu is also on other lokas, on Sun Loka, on Dhruv Loka. And in fact, interestingly, in the Puranas, they describe that the whole planetary system, these lokas, they are actually tied to each other through like a rope of Vāyu. They call it Vata Rasmi. Vata is another word for Vāyu. And Rasmi is sort of rope. It also means a ray. So that we cannot expect from this Vāyu.
Correct.
So there are 7 types of Vāyus described, you know, Pravaha, Samvaha, Udvaha, Vivaha, Parivaha, Parivaha. So these types of divisions you cannot give in once you translate Vāyu into air. And then what we have is that this Vāyu also has its factor called prana, and that prana is what makes our body function.
So pran is a manifestation of Vāyu?
Right.
In the individual level?
Right. So we talk about 5 pranas, and then there are 5 sub-pranas, but there are also 49 types of Vāyus. They are called Marutas. So there is an interesting story in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam that Kashyapa had 13 wives, and 2 of them were Diti and Aditi, and they were rivals. Diti gave birth to the Daityas and Aditi gave birth to Adityas. Indra is one of them, and they're always at loggerheads. They're fighting with each other, and the Suras, the Devas, who are sons of Aditi, they're always favored by Vishnu because they are devotees of Vishnu. So Diti was very sad because her sons are all the time getting defeated and killed. So once he was doing a particular type of vrata to get a son who will kill Indra. So Indra came to know about it, and he was very worried naturally. So he came and he started doing service to Diti, because Diti is also his Mausi, right? Mother, sister. But his idea was that he will see if she makes any mistake in the vrata, then he will immediately jump and destroy it. So once Diti, she ate something, and without washing her mouth, without cleaning her mouth, she fell asleep. And this, according to Vedic culture, is like uncleanness. So knowing that she is in unclean state, he entered inside her womb, because he also has yogic power, and he cut the womb in 7 parts and then cut each one into 7. So that became 49. And these babies were still alive and they were crying. So Indra said, "Don't cry." He says, "Maruta." Ma means don't and Ruta means cry. That's why they are called Marutas. But the implication is that in our body there are 49 types of airs. Although we generally hear of 5 and another 5, but if you read Charak Samhita or Susrut Samhita, they talk about 49 types of airs. And it is because of those 49 airs that our body functions. The whole consciousness is spread through this. They are the channels which carry. So I earlier said that there are 7 types of Vāyu. So you know that 7 multiplied by 7 makes 49. Right. So this is how the Vāyu is inside us, and by worshipping Vāyu you can also cure disease.
Right.
So this Vāyu has got a very important role to play in Ayurveda. In Ayurveda we have 3 types of doshas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So Vata is Vāyu, and many problems in our body come because of the Vāyu dosha.
So the deity, the Devata, Vāyu,
right.
manifests in a macro level as air and so many other meanings.
Right.
And in the micro level, at the individual Jiva level, as Pran.
Right.
And furthermore, 49 different types of Vayus inside the body.
Right.
And as the Vata dosha, which is used in Ayurveda.
Right.
So this Vāyu as a deity is both transcendent and also in the world.
Right. And also by pleasing that deity, you see many times people question that even these days in the villages, they go and worship Mata for smallpox, or they worship some other deities for particular disease. For fever also there is a deity, there is a Deva. So one may wonder that how is it possible this is all blind faith? No, it is not a blind faith. It is because we do not understand, then we think like that. It is a very deep science. So because every gross manifestation is coming from the subtle. That right. Science agrees. That there are protons, electrons, and then there is an atom, and then molecule, and then we have...
So we are going even more subtle.
Yeah, so this is a very subtle thing. And now if you can approach that subtle power,
right,
and then that power can manipulate at the gross level and can remove your disease.
So the Devata is a reality. The Devata is a reality, but not at the level we can empirically observe.
Right.
It's a reality in its own realm, beyond access to our senses and machines and so on. And that realm is called Devaloka.
Right.
It is not some physical place where you can charter a plane and go. It is beyond our reach.
You cannot go by rocket there.
By rocket or anything. So it's another realm. You might think of it as another space, its own space, which is the Devaloka. So there the intelligences are influencing and causing manifestations in our world. Both.
So this is what we do not understand, that we think that we are independent and there is no power behind this
right.
cosmos. But
right.
actually everything is
Right.
controlled and manipulated by them.
Right.
But that does not mean that they are controlling every breath of ours.
Right.
They have given us some freedom and choice,
Right.
and that makes us think that we are free,
Right.
but truly not. So in India, we understood that,
Right.
and therefore we try to appease the nature and all these devas, and this way we get what we need.
So while they are causing the effects on this world,
Yeah.
we have access to them through various rituals, through various activities that we can do to access these devas, and they and influence their attitude towards us.
Yeah,
That
all
is the
this,
whole thing.
yeah, the chanting of mantra and doing of yajna and vrata and tapas, it was a way to become connected with them
Yes.
and get their grace.
Right.
So this Krishna himself says this in Bhagavad Gita, that by pleasing the devas and parasparam bhavayantaha shreya paramavapshate, te deva bhavayantu, that you do this yajna to the deva, they are pleased, they will please you, and in this way you have mutual dealing with each other. And he is giving a formula how to live happily here. He is not even talking here about something deep,
Yeah.
some spiritual concept,
Yeah.
that even materially you can be happy here. So therefore Vāyu has a great role to play even for our own health, because according to Ayurveda there are 80 types of diseases which come from Vata dosha. Of all the three, Vata dosha is most difficult to manage because it is most powerful than others, and it moves. Kapha is stationary. Kapha is called Pangu in Ayurveda, that it doesn't have legs. It moves only because of the Vata. Vata is the only one which has legs. So it is problematic if Vata becomes disturbed, and all the pains in the body and inflammation, all these things happen because of
So it
Vata
manifests
dosha.
as the vata, which is sort of mobility.
Right.
So this is another episode, another term. Vāyu should be understood on its own terms at many levels, both as a deity and at the worldly level and the individual level in our body, and not simply translated as air, because then you don't get to understand the deep meaning.
Right. Yeah. You miss so much of the other deeper meaning of this
Yes.
term.